Jannik Sinner, one of the brightest stars in tennis, now finds himself at the center of a storm. Could a doping case jeopardize his career as the world's #1 player? As WADA appeals the tribunal's decision, the future of this young champion hangs in the balance. Stay tuned as we unravel the facts, controversies, and what this means for the sport we all love. Recent discussions about Jannik Sinner potentially facing a ban from tennis in 2025 stem from the ongoing doping case involving him. The World Anti-Doping Agency, WADA, has appealed the initial tribunal decision, which cleared Sinner of significant fault or negligence related to a banned substance. WADA argues that the ruling did not correctly apply the relevant anti-doping regulations and is seeking a suspension of 1 to 2 years. Will world #1 Jannik Sinner get banned from tennis after his failed drug test last March? The jury appeared to have cast their verdict in this story as Sinner was allowed to continue his career after a judgment from the International Tennis Integrity Agency accepted his version of events that the banned substance clostebol got into his system by accident and was not a performance-enhancing substance. The World Anti-Doping Agency, WADA, have appealed that verdict and is pushing for a 2-year ban for Sinner. And if the Court of Arbitration for Sport, CAS, sides with WADA, Sinner is likely to face a suspension from tennis. The length of that ban may not be the full 2 years, with the tiny amount of clostebol in Sinner's system unlikely to have had a performance-enhancing impact. Jannik Sinner's potential ban from tennis in 2025 stems from a doping controversy that has escalated with the World Anti-Doping Agency, WADA, appealing a previous ruling of no fault or negligence. Earlier this year, Sinner tested positive for clostebol, an anabolic steroid, during routine anti-doping tests. He explained that the substance entered his body unintentionally through a spray used by his physiotherapist to treat a cut. An independent tribunal accepted this explanation, clearing Sinner of intentional wrongdoing and imposing no penalty. However, WADA is challenging this ruling, arguing that under its strict liability guidelines, athletes are ultimately responsible for ensuring no banned substances enter their bodies. They are seeking a ban of up to 2 years, but have clarified that they are not pursuing the revocation of Sinner's results beyond those already effected earlier this year. The case is now under review by the Court of Arbitration for Sport, CAS, and a decision could take several months, possibly stretching into 2025. That the tennis community has been divided on this issue. Some players, including Nick Kyrgios and Denis Shapovalov, criticized the initial ruling, suggesting inconsistency in doping penalties across players. Others emphasize the accidental nature of the incident, with some experts suggesting that the trace levels of the substance involved did not enhance performance. The appeal by WADA could lead to significant consequences for Sinner's career, especially if a ban is imposed. Until CAS reaches a decision, Sinner remains eligible to compete in professional tournaments. This ongoing saga highlights broader debates about doping regulations and fairness in sports. Yet if the verdict with CAS came in on Sinner in early 2025, he could face a 6-month suspension that would take him out of the final 3 Grand Slams of the year and see his world ranking plummet. It would also be a huge scar on his image and reputation, with the Italian's lawyers certain to be doing all they can to avoid that fate. The case has gained attention due to Sinner's high profile as a top player, recently securing titles like the US Open and leading the ADP rankings. The potential ban would severely impact his career, though WADA is not advocating for the disqualification of his prior tournament results, except where sanctions were already imposed. The case is now under review by the Court of Arbitration for Sport, which will determine whether Sinner's exemption from fault remains valid or if penalties will be enforced. This legal challenge adds complexity to Sinner's stellar 2024 season, casting uncertainty over his future in the sport. The final decision is expected to come in 2025, making the situation a critical juncture for his career. And there you have it. Jannik Sinner's doping case continues to stir emotions and debates in the tennis world. What are your thoughts on this controversial situation? Should the rules be reevaluated, or is WADA's appeal justified? Share your opinions in the comments below. And don't forget, like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on this and all things tennis. See you in the next one.